Geoff Molson, owner and president of the Montreal Canadiens. This summer, this organization went through so many changes, faces, management. What is the true identity of this team entering the 16-17 season?
Yeah, there's no question that the second half of last year was very disappointing. You could point to several different reasons why it was disappointing, but in general, I think that this year we've added more character, we've added a lot of leadership, and we've also added some goal scoring. And it's also really nice to see the two young guys who have made the team, Sergachev and Lekonen, this year. So it's going to be a stronger team in the dressing room with a lot more leadership and some more goal scoring potential, which is fun to see.
A few years back, not that long ago actually, you said that year in and year out, winning the Stanley Cup has to be the main objective of the Montreal Canadiens. Is this where we stand, even though there was a disastrous second half to last season?
Every year, that's the objective, and I sort of break it up into moments in a long season, because it is a long season. And I think that if you're thinking about the end of the season too early, it can affect you. But you know, you have a good start, and you build on that good start, and then you start thinking about making the playoffs and where you're going to be seated in the playoffs. And once you do make the playoffs, I think everyone has the same objective, and that is to win the Stanley Cup.
Last season, through the ups and downs, a lot was said about communication, or the lack thereof within the organization, trying to hide injuries, lack of transparency. For someone like you who's very active on social media, who's in tune with the fan base, is this something you wanted to address over the off-season?
Communication for the Montreal Canadiens is probably the most important thing that we do, because our fans are so loyal. Our fans, they are following us every day. Our coach communicates after every practice and every game. It is a very important element of our plan in a year. And it's always disappointing to see moments when it looks like we're hiding something or not communicating, because we like to communicate. We like to tell our fans what's going on with our team. However, there are moments when we can't communicate. 29 other general managers would agree. When you have a situation with an injury and you're not sure when the player might or might not come back, you want to protect your player first, because that player is going to get back in action, and you don't want people targeting a player. It's difficult to sit back and see the disappointment that fans had in our communication. I think it's important for people to realize that sometimes we're just protecting our players.
You just mentioned disappointment in seeing the fans react. You're obviously very in tune through your Twitter account especially. Are you the one that handles your own Twitter account? Are you communicating and reading and listening to what the fans are saying on a daily basis?
Yeah, I do, and sometimes I wish I didn't, especially after a difficult period, but I do. I check it on a very regular basis, and I respond myself. It's important for me to get the perspective of the fans. You actually get to know them a little better as well through Twitter. Often it's the same people that are talking to me via Twitter, but for me, it's my chance to listen and to get feedback, and I think it's a valuable tool for me.
One of the feedback in the recent years has been the very small number of Quebec-born players in this organization, which traditionally winning cups with a lot of francophones and Quebec-born players. Matteau, Barberio, Hudon were all cut at the end of training camp. Is this a concern for Geoff Molson?
Marc Bergevin's primary objective from me is to put the best possible team on the ice. And I don't think he can, when he's making decisions on who's going to play, nationality cannot be one of the criteria. It needs to be the best player for the position. And you know, we have built an organization that is, through Marc, that is Quebec-based employees, so the coaching staff and the general manager, the assistant general manager. We've drafted Quebec-born players, we've traded for Quebec-born players, and we try our best to have a good representation of Quebec-born players on the team. But at the same time, 29 other teams are also going after the best players available at a given point in time. Even if it is a priority for us to try and have it, Another team might want the player that we want, and that player might be a Quebec-born player. It remains important for us. It's disappointing when you have fewer Quebec-born players. It's also very difficult to accomplish that goal because there's 29 other teams that want to be the best as well.
Before I let you go here, what would be the most important message from Geoff Molson to the Montreal Canadiens, very loyal, as you mentioned, fan base?
Oh, I would say to our fans that they're going to see an exciting team with a lot of character, improved leadership, and a team that can probably score more goals, let's hope. The most important thing is we should all, fans and myself, be praying for a healthy team because when our team is healthy, it's a really strong team.
Geoff Molson, thank you so much.
Thank you.